In the echoing chambers of our own self-worth, we often find ourselves entangled in the ancient debate: what truly defines value? Is it the immediate, the tangible, the visible upon arrival? Or does true essence lie hidden, unfolding its splendor only in the slow crucible of time, through struggle, and the relentless forging of character? Tonight, we delve into a tale of two mothers, two species, and a timeless argument that exposes the fragile vanity of instant gratification against the profound, enduring strength born of adversity. What, then, is the measure of a life well lived, or a spirit truly forged? Is it the glint in the eye at birth, or the unwavering heart that learns to see beyond sight itself? The city of Viridian hummed with the electric pulse of nascent dawn, a labyrinth of steel and shadow where life, in all its forms, clawed for meaning. In a forgotten alleyway, beneath the skeletal silhouette of a rusted fire escape, lived Lyra, a street-worn hound whose coat bore the scars of countless skirmishes. Her eyes, however, held a fierce, protective fire. Beside her, nestled in a makeshift den of scavenged cardboard, squirmed her recent litter of pups, fragile, mewling, and, as all canine newborns, utterly blind. Lyra's heart, a raw, exposed nerve, beat in frantic rhythm with their tiny, helpless breaths. Each whimper was a spear to her soul, each nuzzle a silent vow of protection against the harsh, indifferent world. Across the alley, in a slightly more sheltered alcove, presided Brutus, a sow of impressive girth and even more impressive self-assurance. Her own brood, a squirming, pink mass, rooted and grunted with an immediate, undeniable vitality. Their tiny eyes, like polished obsidian, reflected the dim, filtered light of the alley, seeing the world from the very first moment of their existence. Brutus, observing Lyra's anxious ministrations, let out a disdainful snort, a sound like grinding stone. "Such a pity, isn't it, Lyra?" she drawled, her voice thick with condescension. "To bring such imperfections into this world." Lyra's hackles rose, a silent warning. "Imperfections," she snarled, her voice a low rumble. "They are pure potential, Brutus. Unblemished, waiting to bloom." Brutus merely chuckled, a grating, phlegmy sound. "Potential? My little ones, they see. They observe. They understand the world from their very first breath. They are ready. Yours? Yours are groping in the dark, stumbling, helpless. They are a burden, a prolonged infancy, a testament to, well, to a less fortunate lineage, perhaps." Her tone, dripping with faux sympathy, cut deeper than any physical blow. Lyra felt a surge of cold fury, but beneath it, a sliver of doubt, a cruel, invasive thought that twisted her gut. Was Brutus right? Was the immediate, tangible ability of sight a superior start to the arduous, sightless journey her pups faced? She looked at her trembling bundles of fur, their tiny paws scrabbling aimlessly, their noses twitching, blindly seeking. A profound sadness washed over her, a deep maternal ache for their struggle. "They will learn," Lyra declared, her voice regaining its steel, "to navigate with more than just their eyes. They will learn to trust their instincts, their scent, the vibrations of the ground beneath them. They will know the world not just by what it shows them, but by what it feels like, what it smells like, what it truly is beneath the surface." Brutus scoffed, turning her back, her piglet squealing in a cacophony of immediate demands. "A lovely sentiment, Lyra. But in this world, seeing is believing. Seeing is surviving. Yours will learn the hard way, if they learn at all. Mine, they are already masters of their small domain. Already superior." Days turned into weeks. Brutus's piglets, confident and boisterous, quickly mastered the immediate environment of the alley. They navigated the debris with ease, found stray scraps, and learned to jostle for prime positions. They were quick, sharp, and self-sufficient, their eyes, indeed, serving them well. Brutus, watching them, swelled with pride, her earlier pronouncement seemingly validated. Meanwhile, Lyra's pups, slowly, painstakingly, began their own journey. Their eyes, once sealed, eventually opened, but the world was a blurry, overwhelming canvas. Yet, their other senses, honed by necessity, were extraordinarily acute. They felt the subtle shifts in wind, deciphered complex scent trails, and understood the nuanced vibrations of approaching footsteps long before their newfound sight could register the source. They learned to communicate with each other through intricate barks and nudges, forming an unbreakable bond of mutual support. They moved with a quiet, deliberate grace, their blindness having instilled in them a profound awareness of their surroundings, a depth of perception that transcended mere visual data. One evening, a sudden, violent downpour transformed the alley into a treacherous torrent. Rising waters threatened to sweep away anything unsecured. Brutus, frantic, her piglets squealing in terrified confusion, struggled to herd them to safety. Their sharp eyes, so adept in clear daylight, became liabilities in the driving rain, blinded by the deluge, unable to discern the true depth of the rising currents. They panicked, scattering, their cries echoing in the storm. Lyra's pups, however, moved with an almost preternatural calm. Their developed sense of touch and hearing allowed them to gauge the water's flow, to feel the solidity of the ground beneath. They moved as a cohesive unit, following Lyra's guiding barks, their early blindness having taught them to rely on each other, on the subtle cues of their mother, and on their finely tuned instincts. They found higher ground, huddled together, safe and resilient. Brutus watched, stunned, as Lyra's blind pups, now with their eyes fully open, yet still relying on their deeper, innate senses, had navigated the crisis with a quiet competence that shamed her own, once proud, seeing the litter. In that moment, the true measure of their worth, their survival, became strikingly clear. It wasn't about what they could see from the start, but what they had learned to perceive and overcome. It was not about immediate perfection, but about the profound, unyielding strength forged in the crucible of challenge. This ancient squabble, reimagined in the gritty urban sprawl, peels back the layers of our own human vanities. How often do we, like Brutus, judge value by immediate outward appearances, by the perceived readiness or ease of a beginning? We celebrate the precocious, the instantly gifted, the seeing at successes, often overlooking the profound depth, resilience, and wisdom forged in the crucible of struggle. The blind pups represent every soul who starts with a disadvantage, every creative vision that isn't immediately understood, every profound truth that takes time to unfold. Their journey teaches us that true perception isn't merely visual, it's an intricate symphony of all senses, of instinct, empathy, and hard-won experience. To be born blind in some capacity is often to be gifted with a deeper, more enduring way of seeing the world, one that transcends the superficial and embraces the authentic core of being. So, let us reconsider our judgments. Let us seek not just the immediate spark of brilliance, but the slow, smoldering ember that promises an enduring flame. For it is not the initial clarity of sight, but the depth of one's perception, the resilience born of perceived weakness, and the profound wisdom gained through adversity, that truly illuminate the path to a life of unwavering value. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, perhaps the greatest strength lies in learning to see beyond the obvious, embracing the wisdom of a journey that begins in the dark, only to find its own profound and brilliant light.